The decision by Martin Truex Jr.'s team to take 2 tires after dominating ultimately costs them the win and puts him in the playoff cutoff line. Freddie, spot on, spot off.
Spot off. Have to go spot off. This was just a costly mistake on their part. They clearly had, I think, the best car all day long. Them and the 4. I think the 4, did the 4 do the same thing? Did they put 2 on, I think, too? Because they ran together the rest of the race. They didn't get, they put 2 tires on, then they got a bad restart and kind of give some other guys position on them that had a little bit of rubber. So it's just some
jimmies,
some jimmies, yeah. They just and at the very end he was fast again, but like by then it was like everybody's tires had equaled out because that was one of the biggest things that helped us. We were running about 10th. And we took 4, and we were able to drive up to 4th or 5th, and then a couple guys pit for fuel. So that's how we got in front of them. But at the end of the race, they were just as good or better than us. The 19, especially on the last couple laps, was running us down. But it's just too late. By the time the tires equalized, he was, half a track behind chasing them and stuck in 3rd and 4th, whatever. So it's just a costly mistake on their part. Like, every once in a while, it's just you kind of overthink it. This is kind of, this is maybe the second time the first time might have been on Martin, where I forget where it was, Nashville maybe, where they all pit at the end when they were running 1, 2, 3 and never got back through the pack. Here's another one here. So, we're talking about how many winners there are, and right now Martin's the second highest guy. He's like 4th or 5th in points, and he's on the cut line, like to miss the playoffs if one more guy wins.
4th in points,
which could happen.
Oh, easily. We got Daytona coming. That's easy one to win.
Brett.
It's look, you watch. I'm spot on for how fast that car was. Led over 160 laps or whatever it was. I'm also spot on for the experience it provided the fans that were there in attendance and watching on TV because it created a lot of drama. And it sucks for Martin. It sucks for his team. It sucks for his fans. It was weird looking out there and seeing that interstate battery scheme on that 19 car.
Gosh.
That was playing tricks on me.
DeWalt on the 18.
Yeah.
The serious on Kurtz.
I can't remember that song in the 90s. My mind's playing tricks on me or whatever it was. But I was like, man,
I kept looking back and being like, what is Christopher Bell's problem today?
But I think it goes back to what I said earlier. I think this was part of the dynamic that made New Hampshire a really good race. And it changed the strategy and it changed the way the whole thing played out. And the best car and the best driver on this particular day did not win the race.
Yeah, I'm spot off. I hate it for Martin to have that good of a car, and it's always a bitter taste if you lead that many laps and you don't win the race. It's bitter. But, I mean, he was strong, though, man. I really felt like yesterday was Martin's day. Like, it had that feel to it. But that's one cool thing about our sport is, pit stop strategy. You never know if you're going to get it right. We timed it right on Saturday. We stayed out on older tires. Brandon managed to stay in the top 10 with older tires until 25 to go or whatever. We got that caution for 20 to go something. And we had a set of stickers left. Nobody else pit. We put them on. We knife up through the field and get inside the top 5.
I think one of the interesting stats, if you look at the point standings right now, the 2 main guys that don't have a win, there's Blaney 2nd in points. Martin is 4th in points. Like we talked about.
Blaney's 3rd now.
Is he 3rd now?
Chastain's 2nd.
Okay. But they have the most stage wins. Martin's got the most in the season by 7. Blaney's got 5. I think Chase might have 5 as well. But, so these guys are fast. They're up front and in position to win races, and they could very easily pop one off here in the next 6 weeks.
This is going to be what makes Daytona the most exciting race of the year because we're going to get to the final race of the regular season. And I'm telling you right now, Brett Keselowski is going to drive like a complete animal. Given where they're at right now, Bubba Wallace, Ricky Stenhouse, Justin Haley, these guys are all really good plate racers.
Do you see, at the beginning of the season, you said there will absolutely not be 16 different winners. Now, what are you thinking?
I don't think we see 17 winners, right? Because that's the number that kicks out a winner. I don't think we see that many winners. I mean, when I rattle off and I look at this list that Jason was kind enough to print out for us, and you look at, all right, look, who's out, right? And you look at Eric Jones. I don't see him winning a race unless it's a plate race. You look at a Justin Haley, same thing. I mean, Atlanta Daytona, Talladega is what we had circled on our calendars of places we thought we could potentially go win. Michael McDowell, okay, there's some road courses coming. Things could go his way. A.J. Allmendinger last year at Indianapolis was running third, and he won the race because Chase Briscoe wrecked Denny Hamlin, and Chase Briscoe was under penalty. The doors swung wide open, and boom, in walks A.J. Allmendinger into victory lane to kiss the bricks. So I think we could see one more guy get a win, but I think it's going to be that Daytona. Like, I'm telling you, that Daytona race, I'm already excited for it.
Yeah.
So you're telling me right here these guys are that close to being bumped?
Yeah. Second
Yes.
in points. And another interesting thing, which I think he's going to get a little far away from it now, is so Blaney's 78 points out of the point lead. If he can make that ground up and win the regular season, he's in. Like, he's locked in. So then that bumps. That's essentially another winner. That could potentially bump somebody. So I mean, if you're Chase Briscoe, if you're Daniel Suarez, if you're Tyler Reddick, you're probably starting to sweat a little bit because now these are the guys that are in jeopardy.
They're going to race hard to not be the last guy in points with one win.
Yeah, that's the battle you're looking at right there. I mean, they're right there together. They're 15. Actually, Kurt, Cindric, they're all right there. 13, 14, 13 through 16 is all the guy, or 13 through 17 is the guys that have a one win that are in jeopardy. Yeah.
So Cindric, I feel like Bell's going to have a little momentum here now. I feel like he's going to be.
Bell should be pretty safe because he's up at 8th in points, so he should be fine.
I think he's always
Yeah,
driven
well-
well. It's the pit crew that's kind of
Yeah.
screwed him. So
I think Martin's going to win a race before the end of the year. He's just too fast not to. I don't know where it's going to come.
Before the end of the year or
Before the
before the
playoffs start, I should say.
I mean, it's a strong possibility Kevin Harvick goes out and wins one of these races.
He's been strong the last.
And if he gets a win and then somebody else sneaks in a win, Blaney's gone.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to be sitting there 30
it's
points and
crazy
going
to
out
think. Yeah.
from the playoff race.
I mean, it's not completely out of the question. We go to Daytona with 16 winners, and somebody pops off a win, and Chase Briscoe with a win gets popped out of the playoffs, like
or
whoever ends up being that last
Cindric
place.
or Bowman.
Could you imagine winning the Daytona 500
And
knowing
not
you're
making the
good for your
playoffs?
playoff, and then all of a sudden it's gone? But this is why they created this format. It's a lot of drama. I just will say this. When you Google Cup standings and you're trying to find it on your mobile device or your computer, depending upon which site you land on, it can get really confusing. And one of the sites that you land on, it'll be the points standings. And the next one, like ESPN does a phenomenal job of giving you what Jason has in front of us, which is the playoff standings. Actually, what Jason has in front of us is
He's both.
It's both. He's got the point standings on top, playoff standings on the bottom.
You're amazing.
Jason is just the best producer in all of NASCAR. But it's tough as a fan sometimes to find what you need to actually know what the running order of the playoffs are.
Well, it was
because like Denny Hamlin, although he's 19th in points, he's got 2 wins. He's way up in the playoff standings. He's sitting there 5th.
I know you want to sell your home. Do it with our friends at OfferPad. Go get a cash offer right now at OfferPad.com.